And now, Freelance Heroism presents Dragon Heist.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Freelance Heroism. My name is Dees.
And I'm Rachel.
And before we even get started, we just want to say thank you to everyone out there who donates at the Patreon, in particular those who donate at the producer tier. Rachel, would you like to let us know who they are?
I would love to. We want to say thank you to Duncan, Nate, Breakmeister, Rebecca, Orient_Tiger, and Chris Stones. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Help us make a better show for everyone. Give yourself a big round of applause, which Rachel will not put in.
I will not.
Here we are. This is where the sound effect would go. And done. You get one clap because I did that manually for you.
That's how much you care.
I care. I care enough to you know, for you guys. So Rachel.
Yes.
We were talking the other day about how Maine gets a lot of snow.
It does.
We were trying to solve a problem. I think you had just sent us a meme. And then because of me being a psycho, I started solving problems that didn't exist.
It was a tweet from a real person in some sort of government position. And he thought it was a great idea to tweet. The picture is very clearly taken from like the second floor of his house. And it's about how his wife worked a 12-hour shift in a hospital and then still had enough energy to come home, clearly very early in the morning, and shovel all the snow out of their driveway. And obviously from the picture, it's like, oh, and you're standing like in the bedroom in your bathrobe drinking coffee. You're like, this will look good.
Oh.
And so I had sent that to you guys, and I was like, if my partner did this, I would no longer be shoveling the driveway. I would be digging a grave.
Right. Which is a totally fair thing to say. But from my perspective, if you live in a snowy area for a long period of time, and he has clearly a 2-story house and some nice cars.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice for him maybe to have thought ahead and plotted out some sort of like arrangement for the snow. Now this leads us into today's thing. I kind of went off on this tangent after that, where I'm like, I'm not shoveling snow for anybody. Fuck them, right? And then I started trying to think of clever ways to get rid of the snow without having to do the same kind of menial thing over and over again, like have to shovel snow. Like, what if you put like some sort of like heating device on the road? Because concrete holds heat. You could melt that off. So then I started looking up online, like, are there snow melting devices for driveways? And there are loads of them. There's all kinds of different technologies for it. And I was like, well, if you live up north and it snows fucking like half the year, why the hell don't you have one of these? Right? This guy had a Lexus or whatever.
It had a very big
doing
driveway.
Okay. He's a public official. It's not like he's not getting paid. He's loaded. Put one of these in there. You know, help everyone out, not just yourself, right? But clearly you're putting this on someone else. Why not help them out? Right?
Right.
That's what my thinking was. It was from a place in my heart. It was from a place of positivity.
Right. Problem solving.
Right. Try to solve a problem that people have. Yeah. Now that kind of pivots into what's coming up for me very soon.
Yes.
There's an ice storm coming. And I say that like it's like a, you know, like we're in an old west town and the kid's coming, you know.
Some old man on like a porch, he's like, storm's coming.
Bad storm coming. I can feel it in my shaky
knees. Not this place. No.
I can feel it in my knees. My name's Harry Oldman, and I lived here for 237 years. Say, we ain't done. I'm still coming for you, Harry. No, so my thinking though is because I'm having to, like, I'm not nervous about snow. It doesn't make me as nervous as it makes everyone else. But I am nervous about people that are nervous about snow.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Because people here in Georgia are not prepared for snow. It's just not something they're ready for.
Right.
They have taken no preparation whatsoever of any meaningful sort.
No.
But they're all gonna go out and buy up every fucking piece of groceries, every fucking piece of toilet paper.
You got to get that bread and milk.
It's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's like, look, man, the snow's gonna be here for like 2 days.
You could be snowed in. You got to get that bread and milk. Those are the most important things.
It's like they're feeding all the baby cows and fucking ducks. But no, I mean, people here really do get crazy. I remember a couple of years ago there was just a little bit of kind of like snow, like very little. Like you could still see the grass, like pretty clearly, right? It was like a 50-50 grass snow visibility.
Yeah.
People are sliding all over the roads. There's like 1,000 traffic accidents. All the highways are backed up because people don't know how to take a turn. It's insane. Like there's literally no snow. Very, very little snow. It's like somebody went out in your front yard and like threw a handful of fucking like flour on the grass. That's the level of snow I'm talking about. And these people are like Tokyo drifting their way down the interstate. And I'm like, guys, just maybe drive a little slower, right? Just a little.
That's an affront to their freedoms of being able to drive 70 miles an hour.
The shit that some of these people, that like it's like a. So I'm terrified now because we run power lines through trees here because we're fucking brilliant. We're geniuses. Everyone loves doing that. They just love
the trees will shelter the power lines.
Right. That's how it always works. Every time a squirrel farts, fucking power's out for a week. It's like, guys, fix the fucking system, right? Like, why are the power lines so high up in the air? Is there like some, I don't know. I'm not an electrician. I don't know how, the power grid works, but why the fuck are they way up there?
I would assume to keep people from messing with them.
Right, because we've never locked anything before. People are always fucking with the sewers. I don't know. Anyway, my thing is that tomorrow, Sunday, there's supposed to be some massive fucking ice storm coming through here. And they say massive, but I don't really even know what that means. I don't know if it's going to be really bad or if it's just going to be the kind of bad that they think is bad down here. Which is somebody dropped a snow cone. Fucking everybody take shelter. So we'll see how it is. But historically speaking, my power will be out for a lot of the time. Because one of the things they said on the news was, expect some power outages. I'm like, fuck. Fuck.
They're not even like, power may go out. It's like, it's gonna.
It's gonna. It goes out when you don't say it's going to go out. When you say it's going to go out, it's not just going to go out, it's going to explode. We've forgotten how to harness electricity. That's how bad the snow was.
Well, I hope you've got plenty of bread and milk to get you through a few hours of being without power.
A few hours, please. They had one time that a storm come through here, and there was power out all over all of the counties in the CSRA, right? And they were out for a long, long time. Like they had to have like crews go out, and they were like, "We got crews from Alabama coming in to help." And I'm like, "Great, great."
Don't worry, guys. Alabama's coming to help you out.
They're coming. I'm like, ugh. It's just such a shit show down here. And they keep doing the same shit and then acting surprised when things go poorly. It's like, you got to figure out a solution. Like, I'm not going to tell you what the solution is. And if I knew what it was, I would sell it to you, you know?
Yeah.
But my first instinct would be to maybe run power cables underground. What do you think?
I feel like that, I don't know. Maybe they don't do it because I'm
Huh?
trying to think. I'm trying to think of why they wouldn't. I was about to be like, well, what if power got on? But I'm like, it rains on power lines, so that doesn't work.
I mean, they're protected from water.
Yeah. Maybe it's to keep people from like digging and hitting it with like shovels.
But
and stuff.
you already have sewers, right? And they don't hit sewers, and they bury
sewers
gas
aren't
lines.
electric.
Gas lines they put down there, and they don't hit those.
Well, some people do though. Like, there's always a thing where it's like, check, your gas lines before you dig in your backyard.
Right. So why wouldn't they do the same thing with electric lines? My thing is that some things apparently are perfectly fine to put underground, and other things aren't. And I think that the real bread and butter of this problem is that it costs a lot of money to take one system and transfer it to another system.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. But how much money are you losing every time the power goes out for an entire city?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's got to be a lot, right? How
I
about every
so.
time the power lines come down and you have to fix them? How about instead you take a second and you run them underground? And then there'll just be a couple places where they come up out of the ground. Look, this is from a point of frustration for me, but I just feel like we talk about on the news all the time that people talk about the infrastructure. It's like, our infrastructure is dog shit. Why the hell are we hanging power lines up near trees? That's like the one thing that can fall down. The only thing higher than the power lines is the trees. Either make the poles taller so they're trees, which I don't think is a very good solution, but let's just say that's what we want to do. That's better than where they are now. Right?
Yeah.
Or how about move the fucking power lines around the trees, or move the tree. Right?
I don't know. If you're a listener and you know why we don't bury our power lines, please email freelanceheroismpodcast@gmail.com.
We're gonna get on this, guys. We're gonna like I'd say I'd email our government, local government, but they're all fucking morons. What the hell are they gonna do?
Yeah.
My local government is fucking 3 old men sitting around a fucking card table eating Triscuits.
Well.
And if it weren't for this podcast and all the horrible shit I say, I might be able to run for something. I'd be the worst public official of all time.
On that note, why don't we go ahead and go to said podcast?
Said podcast?
That you mentioned. You brought up the podcast, so said podcast. This is Dragon Heist, episode 42.
Hey.
I can't believe we're still alive.
I know I made that one, but it's so stupid. Like, you ever, like, I just throw them out. I don't think about whether they're good or not. I just throw out like 100 puns. Like,
yeah.
And then you guys sometimes were like, that one. And I'm like, ooh, okay. But I know it came from my mind, so I can't be too upset.
Right.
Yeah. It's like, damn it, brain.
I believe we left off as you guys, I think it was midday or late afternoon, but you guys were heading over to the Gralhund Villa. It's actually not too far from you guys. So
I think it's late morning.
Okay. That makes sense. So as you guys approach, let me get my map out. It doesn't take you guys too long to find the villa itself. Once Adrie heard that name, she immediately actually knew where it was. So, as you guys do approach the villa, though, you do see that it is actually surrounded by pretty much a giant retaining wall.
Is it made of dirt or stone, or what's it do?
2-story brick mason, or I'm sorry, it's a 2-story brick mansion with a set of ornate iron gates in the front.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely it does have a giant retaining wall around it. Now, you guys can just, if you guys want to try to walk around the whole thing, check it out before you make a decision what you guys want to do or what you guys are what your plan is here.
Does it look like anyone's manning the wall?
No.
And you said it was morning.
Late morning.
Okay, so sun's already up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what about our approach on our way up to it? Is the road sort of flat around the wall, or is it like bushes and trees and buildings nearby?
Around the wall, it's flat.
Now the villa is within Waterdeep proper, right? I mean, we have left town. Okay.
No. You guys are still in the district.
Okay, so I mean, we've had to walk through effectively neighborhoods and streets and things of that nature to get to it.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, you guys didn't leave this pretty much the streets at all. It's in a upper class residential neighborhood in the North Ward. I mean, you see pedestrians and coaches traveling. There's a 12-foot high stone wall that goes around it, and all the ceilings actually inside the mansion are 20 feet high.
Looking around the streets, does it look like there's any homeless people or drunks or anything?
Not in this neighborhood.
How about standing guard, since the neighborhood's sort of nice?
You do know there is a watch that patrols the area, but you have not seen them yet.
Okay.
And nobody outside, so no private security force or anything like that, at least manning the front gate.
Yeah, and you don't see anyone on the outside of the front gate.
What about vendors, flower dealers, fucking? No?
Not in this area.
Okay. Well, I guess we just walk up and knock. There's not anyone we can question. So.
Yeah.
What do you think? You guys are fancy folk. I'll stand off to the side. You knock on the gate. You guys belong here.
Well, I think one of us belongs here a little bit more than the other, to be perfectly honest with you. Where does this fall on the Adrie scale, by the way? Is this like,
Yeah, how many ponies would you say that this?
She's like, I know exactly where this is. You have to go past the bad Starbucks, and it's right across the corner from the good Starbucks that gives you the extra foam. And it's the one I always stop on. Yeah, she knows exactly where it is.
She has a carriage that's a limo. It's just horses inside.
So what would, if any, connections would Rayne have with the inhabitants?
You do know that the couple that owns the place, the Gullards, I just pronounced that completely fucking wrong. The Gralhund.
Ross and Rachel Gellard?
No. Rachel, how do you say it?
Yuri Geller? What?
Gralhund?
Gralhund. I'll go with that.
Like
the Gralhunds, they're arms dealers. They're weapons. They're weapon merchants.
We're here to look for arms.
They have
six more.
Pretty much the family quote is we see both sides.
Huh.
So they're not. They operate in that moral gray area.
We see
most of the time.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence roll.
Nope. Never gonna happen. You guys, please.
I have a 0 intelligence, so.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and I rolled a 2, so.
I rolled a 2, and I got a -1. So.
Well.
You want to match wits over here.
Miss Adrie, it's your time to shine.
I got a nat 20, so 27.
because of course she did.
Thank God.
Rachel, you know they like to. Adrie would know just from the tales she has, also from the different merchants and the different places, that they like to fund both sides. They like to not just like Waterdeep itself, but they have been rumored to fund her enemies.
So they just want to be on the side of the winner, or they like the chaos?
They believe in a fair market.
They believe in a fair market, as well as it's been rumored that they deal with the Blatt Network on a regular.
You know what? I'm actually kind of pleased with myself that the idea of pure finance didn't even occur to me. I was like, did they enjoy the chaos, or do they just not care who wins? But that their motive was just greed.
They're Mr.
Didn't even
Krabs.
occur to me as an option with this character. I'm finally sinking in. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Kaeviir would have read that one right away, but
They
This guy's
just like the money.
fair enough.
So what do we want to say to them?
Maybe we're in the maybe we're looking for some arms. I mean, I'm just gonna look at my bag of weapons. I'm be like, seems like maybe I should be the one to do this then.
Okay.
I'm not a
Great.
good liar though.
Good.
So if you guys want to come up with a cover story, a
Mhm.
lie, that's fine. But probably best that I'm seen as some sort of enforcer as opposed to a
Okay. What
Well,
if
you're-
What if we said that we wanted to talk to Urstul because we have some work for him?
This is on you guys.
We heard from a guy that he was staying here.
Right, but do we really want to tip our hand there?
Why else are they gonna? I mean, Urstul's our lead, right?
Right, but are we trying to smoke him out or are we just trying to verify it?
Do you guys know any black network contacts that can get you in?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Well, one of them's still sick, right?
Yeah. One of them is
What about the guy that hideaway that we found on our way here where I glued that dude's finger back on? What about that dude?
That was
He owes me a favor.
a
He was a
long time
Xanather, right?
ago.
that was Xanather.
Yeah, he was.
Oh damn.
Well,
Well, homeboy owes us. We saved his life just recently. But we'll put him in Skid Row if they catch him.
yeah, and I
Who?
mean
And he was Xanather too.
Yeah.
Kresk was Xanather.
And he's gone.
Right.
Yeah, after the shit he's seen, I don't blame him.
What if we?
I mean, we could do. I mean, that's an option. I'm not trying to shoot the option down. I'm just trying to think in terms of. I mean, you can go the direct route, or either I can use some kind of political context, or you can use some kind of nobility context.
Well, what if we? So maybe there's like we can find like a back door to the kitchens or something and talk to like a servant and be like, hey, here's 2 gold. Is there anything weird that's been going on here lately?
Don't both of you guys stealth really well?
I stealth really well. That's also about the only thing I do really well.
Right, but if that's what we're looking for, then
Ray's
that's-
walking in Hulkbuster Iron Man armor now.
It has a
Stealth
dampening
function.
field. Yeah, it has a stealth field on it. Although I think
Of course it does. I'm sorry. Power armor, Fallout, Chinese armor stealth shit.
actually
It's made from the cloak from Harry Potter, weaved together.
well, I think because my
God,
armor
I know.
normally gives me disadvantage, it cancels that out. So I'm just at regular stealth with it. Whereas otherwise, I would have advantage with stealth.
Wait, what regular armor do you have?
My armor?
Oh, the power armor you made was the heavy kind, right?
Yeah,
But it can adapt to be the other
It's-
kind.
it's scale mail.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can stealth us to get somewhere, but then I'm a silver-tongued devil, but don't count on me to like actually read any good information because I have the intelligence of a tree stump.
Well, what if you pretended to be in the Black Network? Well, wait, I wouldn't think of this. Never mind. Look, you guys I'm looking at you guys and I'm like, you guys got until the sun touches the trees before I just knock on the door and look for this guy.
All right, Miss Adrie, I like the idea of potentially utilizing a third party. Let's scale the
Right on. I'm the third party. Let's do this.
Not you. Let's
I'll
go
bring
ahead.
a 4th, 5th, 6th party with me.
Let's circle the perimeter and let's see if we can find us a laborer and perhaps grease his palm a little bit and see what he can tell us.
Okay.
As you guys go around the perimeter, you guys find about width-wise, the mansion runs about 180 feet. Lengthwise, one side is about 105, the other's 150. I mean, the way kind of the wall goes around. When you guys get to the back side, the south side of the mansion, you find two other doors. One is large, almost kind of like a barn door in a sense, like a sliding stable door locked. And the other door, it kind of does look like a back, it's a single door, possibly leading either to a back room or a storeroom or a kitchen.
I for like deliveries because they don't want them to come through the front entrance.
Wait a minute, am I just standing out front?
I would imagine you had come with us.
Did you-
Well, I'm not stealthing, right?
We're not
Well, I mean, right now
stealthy,
they're just
we're just-
walking around it.
We're just walking around the street.
Oh.
I mean, Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's legal.
Actually, you guys do this. I'm gonna stand in the front and just kind of keep an eye to see when the guards might come back around. I wanted to ask them some questions anyway.
that's fair enough.
Okay.
You guys are gonna be less suspicious walking together than I will. All right, whatever. Do you guys?
Yeah,
think
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. An elf walking around in power armor and a water genasi dressed like a pimp. Yep, that's gonna.
fine?
So we got a pimp ganassi and a pink Princess Power Ranger walking down the street.
Yeah, that's pretty much right.
My armor is not pink.
D-Walk,
I
let me
know.
know. Let me know if guards come by.
Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. But we do find we find what we think is like a service door, and
Mhm.
we find what could be either a stable door or maybe a carriage door or something like that. Basically, it's
Yes.
a garage in the back.
Mhm.
All right. Duly noted.
There is a lock on the stable door. You don't see one on the service door.
I mean, I can probably get through either. The question is this really a B&E situation? I don't think so. There's
I mean-
nobody around, right? We don't see anybody like out back chucking trash or bringing
No.
in carts of potatoes or okay.
Not right now.
What
Well,
if
we
we
could
just knock?
we need to have a plan as to what we're going to say before we knock. I'd Avon calling? What? No, we can't.
We'd like to sell you Mary Kay today.
Yeah. The
do you have a
Water
minute?
Davy and Girl Scout cookies are out. Would you like some? Would you like some Thin Mints, man? What are we here to? What are we here with? I mean,
We ask them if there anything weird has been going on lately. If there's like we're looking for someone that we've heard, maybe a guest here, and we will gladly pay for their time for the information. And then
Okay.
if they say there is, and we say, okay, great, can we arrange for a meeting? And then maybe we can get in the house.
okay, I'll go one better. Let's do that. I very likely would be carrying some kind of stationery on me or something. I would very quickly scribble out a note informing. So if we do find that this is the case, I would then give them a note and say, pass this to the person. The contents of that note would be to meet us at Troll Skull Manor at after sundown.
Okay.
And that way, at least there's a little bit of cloak and dagger to it, because I'm afraid if we just if we're very blunt about it, I'm afraid it might blow up in our face. But let's do it. You be the Girl Scout with the Thin Mints, and I'll be hiding behind the corner with the subpoena. How about that?
You have a minute to talk about Mitt Romney for Senate.
All right. I'm gonna knock on the door.
Which door?
The not the one that looks like it goes to stables, but the other, like the singular door.
The unstable door.
Yes.
All right. How do you knock on it?
Just like a normal, just like
Even a haircut.
All right. As you knock on it, you can tell the doors. It's sturdy. It's wooden, but it almost feels the way you knock it, the way it doesn't move or give at all, almost like it's either bolted or barricaded on the other side. You don't hear anything on the actual other side.
Is it a solid door?
It is a solid, sturdy wood door.
Okay.
Can I roll perception real quick?
Up front, yes, you can.
17.
All right. Up front, what are you looking for?
I'm not looking for anything. I'm rolling to hear that they knocked on the door. Would I have heard them knock?
Not at that distance.
Well,
they're over 150 feet away from you.
ooh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna stand up against the wall then, next to the gate.
All right.
Sort of like so that if someone exited the house, then
You'd see them go through the gate.
yeah, they wouldn't see me though until after they pass me.
All right. Sounds good.
So solid door and like really solid door. Do we get any response after a certain period of time? Nothing.
Nothing.
I'll rap a little harder just to see if that makes a difference.
All right.
It's the Raven knocking at your chamber door. No, wait, the Raven's out front. Damn it! This is so perfect that it fucked it.
Yep.
Damn. I need to knock next time.
Okay. We'll Rachel that out, but don't Rachel that out, and we'll totally do it some other time.
All right. Still, nothing's coming that you're hearing.
I'll go over to the barn door and give a listen, which is pointless with my +0 to perception.
Roll anyway.
But it's a 13. Straight up.
You can hear some horses on the other side.
Okay, so it is definitely a stable.
Does
Mm-hmm.
does
for
the wall to the stable, is that the same height as the stone walls? So it's 12 feet?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not like door height there.
Let me check right now if it says anything different. It says the wall that goes all around is 12 feet. The mansion itself is 20 feet tall, but it does not say that the coach house is that high.
Okay.
I would assume since it's just a coach house being at 12 feet, that the coach house being 12 feet would be enough to fit said horses and whatever else is listed inside the coach house. I don't see it needing to be 20 feet tall or anything weird like that.
Right. I'm gonna look at Rayne and be like, do you wanna boost me over the wall?
So you want to go over the wall?
Well, if no one's answering the door.
Well,
So-
You didn't hear anyone in there.
I don't want you to like. I don't want you to. I don't want to like toss you over, but I mean, you just want to peek over?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Where are you wanting to peek over?
I assume it like this. Well,
There is a roof to the coach house and there's a roof to the mansion, but there is a section of wall between the two.
I want the roof to the coach house.
You want to be up on, okay, you want to be on top of the coach house.
Yes, that's where I want to go.
Can Nate get you 12 feet in the air?
He's gonna boost me, so I can like stand on his shoulders and then grab the top of it and pull myself up.
I
You're
can't
making-
wait till we strength check this shit.
You're making an awful lot of assumptions.
This is not clerical Adrie.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love this.
We are
Yeah.
not kicking in doors here.
I cannot kick in the door.
Do I make a sciatica check or what?
I love
mean,
that Rachel's the one breaking and entering, and I'm the one standing near the door ready.
What I also love is the fact that she has like strength low, and now she's in this heavy armor that she has to pull up after our strengthless rogue pushes her up.
Yeah, this is very
Okay.
roguey to me.
To be perfectly clear, I'm not strengthless. I do have a +1.
Okay.
Fantastic. That's enough. That's all you need.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
He's no Ragnick, but it'll work.
Right.
This is gonna be very awkward.
Oh God, I'm
Hey,
loving this.
you know what? You could do the Rachel and try to justify using dexterity instead of strength.
I'm
Well,
trying to justify why Rayne got out of bed this morning before I even get to any of those things.
But wait
Hold
a
on,
minute.
let me look at.
Acrobatics, if you guys built a human pyramid.
She better not be trying to build stilts right on site.
What are we fucking bring it on?
I'm gonna guidance Rayne, so he gets a D4 to his ability check. Right,
Okay.
All this to lift a person is so good to me.
and then when I put myself up on the wall, I'm gonna give myself guidance then to give myself a D4 to the check.
Man.
You have a slightly statesman rogue pushing up an elf with no upper body strength.
They're gonna be pushing up Daisy soon enough.
I in the middle of broad daylight, might I add. This is not an alleyway, right? This is a street.
It's like
Yep.
the back.
Well,
What else
yeah.
are we gonna do?
It's in the middle of town, though.
It's like the alley.
Can't.
I can't wait for the guards to come by and see you guys. What are they doing?
They're just standing. The camera pans out from Adrie
But-
and Rayne, and
Hey.
20 feet behind them are just 3 guards watching them struggle with the
What
wall.
the fuck are you guys doing up there?
Well, you see, officer, what happened was
I
My-
think
my-
you're lying to me.
my elven friend here had herself a fan, right? And the wind, a gust of it came and blew it up on top of this carriage house, and we are now trying to retrieve it.
You see, officer, she's a duck, and up there on the weather vane, she saw a duck. She thought it was her cousin.
See, it's duck mating season, and
All right, boost me, Rayne.
I love the enthusiasm with this.
those are words that Rayne Trichet has never heard in his life
Boost me,
And-
Rain.
and hopes to never hear again.
Boost me, Ray. Boost me.
Okay, well, here we go.
All
I
right.
needed that.
So I'm going to make a strength check.
Yes,
with
with
my
the
plus
D4.
one. Okay.
All right.
So let's roll the D20 first to see if the D4 it could mean fuck all at this point. Let's just be honest. All right, here's the
All right.
D20 roll. All right. That's a 17.
Oh wow.
16
Pretty
plus
good.
1 with a D4. It's an 18.
All right.
So I'm not quite sure how I managed to pull this off. But
Nobody
I guess
did the math. You're still 4 feet short.
look, it was
All right.
my job to get her as high as I possibly could. She's got to do the rest.
All right, Adrian.
Just don't
All right.
jump.
Give us a strength check.
Okay. I would like to point out that my arcane armor, if there was a strength requirement for my armor, I don't have to use that. So it's like my armor gives me no penalties whatsoever.
She's
Okay.
paying for that justification.
Oh, before you do that, can I get an acrobatic check to balance the
What?
elven on top of you in armor? Because it may not have to go against her strength check, but it is definitely against yours.
I can't
Okay.
wait to be the Adrie of these interactions, where she tries to pull that she
I
broke
was-
shit, and I'm like,
I
wait a
was-
minute, wait a minute.
I know.
wait a minute.
I was so totally about to point that out. I'm like, I can't see Deesa's face right now, but he probably has the biggest shit-eating grin on his face.
I am leaning forward, like, wait a minute. Actually, the book says go fuck yourself.
All right. So
Just
I've
if we're going
managed.
by the book.
So I've managed to get Adri up onto my shoulders.
Yes, you hoofed her up. Now let's get an acrobatic so you can hold her there balanced.
Oh yeah, double checks. That's the way to do it, T-Walk. Keep slinging.
All right. This is acrobatics at +2.
Okay.
And now a dog comes charging at you.
That's a 17. 15
Holy
plus 2.
shit.
Hey.
Of all the times that I get to roll well, I guess this was one of them.
Look at you
God
guys.
damn it, dice gods!
Fighting
sorry.
nature's cruel joke of her height.
Do I need to make a nature check in order to understand how to contort my body so that the wind resistance doesn't blow me over?
No.
I'm willing to give you an opportunity to make me fail.
Guys, my face
Just
hurts.
for the
I'm laughing
memes.
so hard at this.
I need you to insight the chipmunk that's up there looking at you, mad dogging you from the.
Well, see, now inside I've got proficiency in, so
Okay.
that may not be.
All right. I need you to give me a strength check to pull yourself up.
Okay.
Make a history check to understand the
Yes. That's a look at her face.
Hey,
Is it bad?
I want the record to show that Rayne did his job.
Rayne boosted you like you wanted him
I
to.
know.
I love how we've already recorded the episode, but we're also putting this on the record.
I'm just saying, you were at the end of the stage. You were Jennifer Beal. I was Patrick Swayze. You did the lift me thing. I executed perfectly, and then you farted in my mouth. That's what you just did.
Wow. Farted in the mouth.
Wow.
So
What's
What
the
was the
roll
roll?
on fart in the mouth? Con check, right?
yes, that would be a constitution check. But I'm just saying, for all you listeners at home, this was not Rayne's fault.
I think we could all get behind that. Okay, Rachel, tell us how much damage you take when you fall.
David, I got a 6.
Is that with both rolls?
That's my strength. I got a 2 on the die, and then a 4 on my guidance.
Okay.
You
that
guided
was
your
it.
way to the ground.
That was it. That's all I got.
Okay.
That was at a
That's
plus
awesome
0.
that you're so honest about it. She just fell down. She could have lied, but she didn't. Good for
Yes,
you.
I will.
Look, I'm not going to lie to you here. I was rooting to fail my rolls. I didn't. But I'm glad to see that the end result still stayed the same.
All right. Adrie's fingers connect. She begins to lift herself up. And at the front of the mansion near the gate, Kaeviir sees a set of guards walking by.
Oh no.
From which direction?
On your side, 150 feet on the other side, you see 4 guards actually walking by. And we'll get back to the whole Adrie hanging on the ceiling in a second.
Oh no.
Okay.
Do I see them?
And I want to call out the listeners. I want that little stop and jump is on you guys just for the fun of it. Especially anyone that talks shit about the rush. So
I like how she's trying to modify her thing. She's like, okay, so my armor doesn't actually pull back. I'm like, okay, don't preface your argument.
Okay.
Make it when it happens. Rachel.
So Kaeviir, Kaevir's posted up against the wall. You see 4 of the city watch walking by.
Can I roll a quick perception offhanded? Didn't see if I noticed fingers going over the back wall. Oh no, she's too far away.
Oh yeah, she's complete. You're not 12 feet high, other side of the thing.
Yeah.
You don't even know she's climbing.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming I'll hear the.
For all you know,
Yeah,
she got in through the back door.
There's gonna be a crash in a moment.
Well,
I'm sure.
he doesn't even know there's a back door. He just saw us walk around. He has
That's
Yeah.
no clue what's going on.
I mean,
Look, if there's
because
anything I know, there's always a back door.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, one side takes 105 feet to get to it. The other side's like 150 feet long. There's like no way they're gonna see this.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna
Even
walk.
if you
up to
guys
it
fall, it sounds like a bunch of crates falling in the distance.
Do the guards look like soldiers, or do they look like kind of fancy boy rich guards?
Soldiers.
Okay, right on. I'm gonna walk up and kind of give them the hail signal.
They look over. Hey, what can we do for?
Hey, I was a former guard or a former soldier. My name's the Raven. You've probably heard of me. Hold my hand out.
They shake your hand. A couple of them like, yeah, I've heard of you. You served in the war with the Lord's Alliance.
I did.
Kills like the other two, like they're like, yeah, I was before you guys this time. Like,
Thanks for making me feel old.
hey, we served too. But what are you doing up in the North Ward in full armor?
Well, we heard that somebody that was responsible for some property damage had escaped out this way, and we're holed up in one of these houses. So we didn't want to do anything outside of the law, but we figured we'd keep an eye on the place just in case we saw any hint that they might be in there. We were wondering if maybe you knew of anything like that.
Not that. No, but no, appreciate the hint. We'll report a blast one right now.
Right on.
He'll bring his full guard down this way.
You know, what might even be more. You know, you're in military. You guys are what, sergeants?
2 of us are.
You know, you're always looking for that next promotion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was
That
made
money's-
clear to get the magistrate to investigate. That fireball's no joke.
Right. But you don't think maybe taking some initiative here might look good?
They look at him like, you know what happens when you cross the higher ups.
Right. I mean, of course I do, but
Yeah.
if there's nothing here, then you're saving them time, correct? And if there is something here, then you
Then
can
we
report back.
possibly jacked up their crime scene.
Well, I don't know. Okay. Well, I guess that's how you guys want to play it. Different in my day, I guess.
Yeah. You patch on the shoulder.
I'm gonna try to
We've-
persuade. Is there any way that I could persuade?
You can try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. See if I can convince them through like the fact that there's sort of like a mild legend of me around. Maybe they could do it better than I did. Probably not. 11.
They're like, we wish we could, man. If this was outside the city and we're in wartime, it'd be different. But
Fair enough.
inside the city, it just the magistrates rule.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look at him and give him sort of like a handshake and be like, "Hey, if you ever need anyone, you know where we live, yeah? Over at Troll Skull."
Oh, you guys were the ones that had the blast.
We were.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Well, if forever in trouble, you need a hand and you can't find a hand, you know where to find us.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy,
Hey,
guys.
do you have a coat? One of the sergeants like, hey, you got a coat? Like a black coat, purple eye on the side of it?
Do I look like the kind of guy that would dress like an idiot? No, man, I wear the metal shell like you guys, and I'm gonna clank on my chest plate.
All right. No, yeah, there was a restaurant that popped up for you for like a minute, and they took it down within like a couple hours.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, it's like you killing over at the temple.
Well, I assure you it wasn't me.
No, that's what Blastwind said when he had him pull the arrest warrant down.
Oh, you know Barney. Old
Yeah.
Barney Blast Butt.
Yeah, it's who we're gonna have to go talk to right now that you told us that one of these houses. So
Yeah, well, I'll be surprised if you'll be able to find out which one it is. All right, well, you guys take it easy. Sorry you have to go talk to Barney. I know he's kind of a dick. You can tell him
Just-
I said that.
oh, we will.
I'm sure you will.
No, we won't. Shut up.
I'm
Keep your
I'm
head
gonna
clear,
mouth
Raven.
The words you probably should.
They pat you on the shoulder. Take care, Raven.
Right, you two guys, be safe.
They give you a nod and they start heading out.
Are they heading in Adrie's direction?
No, they're heading the opposite way.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You do see them go off to the side of a building and they start unpacking something from the side, and it's a horn they begin to blow. You know it as a horn that would call one of the Griffin Riders of the Watch over.
I'm gonna whistle. I'm gonna take a little stroll in the direction of where they walked, and I'm gonna do a quick whistle, like a warning.
All right. As you're doing this, Adrie's about to pull herself up, and she hears this whistle that freaks her out, and she slips. And
You sure it
Wham!
wasn't the horn?
it could have been the horn too, but
Well, I would
Between the
have
horn and the
done it
whistle.
before the horn.
yeah.
Now, I want to be clear. Rayne, with his intelligence, after she got up on the wall and was hanging there, I would have absolutely taken a step back
Okay. So
because
Rayne
I
would
would
have.
have thought, okay, she's done. I'm good.
Yep. So Rayne moves and she comes down like a bag of cannonballs.
As I'm walking in
Weird.
past their direction, I'm gonna be clapping my hands, right, like to get their attention, and then point off down the road.
We wouldn't be able to see from where we're at.
Well, no, I was walking in your direction.
Right, but we wouldn't be able to see them from there.
What are you talking about? Right. I'm on the other side of the building, right?
Yeah, you got to round two
Around-
corners before you get
Yeah.
to us.
That's what I'm saying, is that as soon as I pass the second corner, I'm going to clap my hands and point as
I
I
would
would
im-
signal to get the fuck out of there.
I imagine by that point, Adrie's already in a heap on the ground.
Yeah, I assume already.
Oh, I'm
off
not trying to
of
stop
the
her from
wall.
falling. As a matter of fact,
No,
if I
I-
have to wait a second for her to fall, that's fair. As long as she falls, that's fine. But after that, I want to try to get her attention to get her out of here before the Griffin guards show up. Because I don't know if you guys have ever played Griffin versus Duck. Griffin wins.
Okay. Well, I assume I know what the griffin horn sounds like since I grew up in Waterdeep. I'm gonna look at Kaeviir and be like, "What did you do?"
Nothing.
Nothing. That wasn't you.
It wasn't me. I didn't know they were going to blow the horn.
What did you do?
What did you do? Why are you over here laying on the ground while I'm over here asking questions?
We were trying to gain information.
Yeah.
It didn't
By
go.
relaxing, taking a load off.
Yeah, I always sit on the street to relax.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, think about it for a second, there, Mr. Kaeviir. She's on the dirty street. That's not her. That's not her modus operandi.
Look, they were coming around this part, the guards. They already had the horn on them. I asked them a question about maybe who might live here, tell them we were looking for someone. They realized who we were, and then they blew the horn.
I would like to insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Why? Have I ever lied to you?
You're being shady. You were being shady last game.
I was the only one not trying to break into this house, and you're calling me shady.
16 insight.
Okay. I'm not hiding anything.
You just lied.
What did I say?
You said, "Oh, they figured out who we are." You told
They did.
them. You told them who we are and where we live.
That was after the fact.
You told them.
They were
helped
already
them.
gonna boo-hoo. Look, isn't it difficult when you're a rogue and someone's nice and kind and tells the truth all the time? It's a frustrating thing to have in the periphery of your
Uh-huh.
exploits.
Right.
Do you see that feeling you feel
Nice
right
pi-
now?
nice-
Remember
nice-
that next
nice
time
pivot.
where I'm trying
Nice
to break into
pivot.
a house and you're over here telling the truth to all our enemies.
Okay, yeah, that's what you were doing. Nice pivot.
No, I didn't think I was hiding anything. I didn't know you guys were trying to break in. You walked around the back of the house to look for another entrance. I didn't know you were going to take advantage of it and scale a wall.
To be fair, we knocked on the door first. We knocked on the door twice, as a matter of fact.
That's true.
Right. But I mean, look, I didn't know you were climbing. You're, like you said, are like a block away. So I was just trying to handle the situation the best that. But yes, it is an inconvenience, Rachel, and it will be probably a bunch more times. In all fairness, though, had you jumped the wall on your first successful attempt, you probably wouldn't have had to worry about laying on the ground. You would have already been over there.
Uh-huh. Well, what do we want to do now?
Well,
Wanna
I
wait
don't.
for the Griffin guard, right?
Yeah, I think at this point, us trying to get in by normal surreptitious means is probably not a good idea.
But if the Griffin guard's coming anyway, and they're gonna check the place, then they're gonna either get caught or run. Correct?
Well, which way do you think they're going to try and approach the property? From the front door?
I would imagine they're gonna come from the sky.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but what I'm saying is that if that was the case, where could we position ourselves to perhaps get the jump on someone if they try and make a break for it?
We'd want to be on all three sides so we could get a good line of sight.
Well, then do we split up?
We absolutely split up.
Yeah, splitting the party is always such a fantastic idea.
You can see each other from where you'd be standing.
If we're on the corners, only.
Yeah, a ways back so you could see anyone exit from the building.
Okay, so we need to position ourselves on three corners.
Yeah, can you hold the
And-
map back up? All right, so one over up here on the very top right hand,
Yep.
down sort of ways down
Yep,
on the bottom. Keep
right
going.
there.
Finger way down towards off the map. No. Yeah, way down there. Way down there somewhere. And then another person about halfway where that triangle, if you finish that building off the other end. So like move your hand to the left, further back from the sheet.
Okay.
Get all 3 points.
Yeah, but what that doesn't show is, I mean, I'm assuming there are.
houses.
I was
Are
going to
there
say,
other
I'm ass-
house? He said there
Yeah.
was a flat area all the way around it.
We're in the middle of town. We're like in
I
the
asked him as
suburbs.
we approached if they were
It's a
surrounded
street.
it's a street.
It's a street.
by. David, damn it!
I said there was no bushes or trees up against the walls.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was visualizing this different. You said
Oh.
villa, and then you said there was flat space around the building, so I assumed it was different.
So at best, we can cover 3 corners
Wow.
and just hope for the best. I mean,
Well,
that's
there's
all
a
we can
gate
really do.
in front. He's not going to run out of that. He's going to try to jump the wall, so we can just
Okay.
eliminate that corner
Well, that's fine. Then let's do that. And
because that's where the
let's-
guards were, right?
That's where you did run across the guards.
So in the front, he's not coming out the front gate.
Okay, so we need to cover the sides and the back. Got it.
Right.
Okay. Then I guess that's the thing we do.
Okay.
Unless there's a tunnel, there might be a sewer tunnel. Like, because we came out through a sewer tunnel before.
Well, at this point, either someone's going to come out or they're not.
Right.
It's a 50-50 shot.
It's like burning. Figure that these Griffin guards are sort of like setting the house on fire and waiting for someone to run, right? But what we hadn't considered is that there are underground tunnels.
Do we know what the Griffin guards are gonna do once they get here? Like, are they actually gonna? Do they have reason to like look around inside the villa?
Well,
As of
Oh.
right now, they don't exactly know which house he labeled. He just, when he told the guards there was something, the Griffin guards are on the way just because they were summoned. They don't know why they're being summoned, so they're going to have to land first, check in with the 4, find out, and then they're going to have to report back to Blastwind.
I imagine if a Griffin guard was landing and you were holed up in one of these houses, you would take an opportunity to get the fuck out of there. You're not going to run forward through the gate towards the guards where they're communicating with them, but you know you got to get out of here before they start patrolling. So we're in the same boat, right?
Right.
Unless he's got an underground tunnel,
Which
I
we can't
suspect.
account for.
but that we would never be able to account for that. So
Right.
we just have to, as
Hope for
Kate
the best.
says, accept a little evil, right?
Yep. So cover 3 corners and wait and see what happens.
Or is it, no, it's accept a little sin.
Yeah.
No.
6 one, half dozen the other.
Yeah.
So what corner do we want to man? I think it's probably best if you are between the 2 of us. That way, if one of us sees it, you've got the shortest distance to cover to get to us, because I don't think neither Adrie or I could handle it by ourselves for much longer than maybe around.
Okay.
That makes
well,
sense.
Well, worst case scenario, I have the heels, so I'll be in the middle.
That's the best configuration I can think of.
That's tactical, smart move. He's gonna go through the basement. I just feel it in my bones. D-Walk's just like he's moseying through the sewers.
The roof of the carriage house opens up and a makeshift helicopter
I
flies
knew there
away.
was something there.
So, you guys are in the 3 points. All right. It takes about 5 minutes for the Griffin to show up and begin to circle above. Are you guys going to do anything in your positions in the 5 minutes it takes for the Griffin to show up?
I'm going to. Well, we can't have our weapons. I'll just guess
Yeah.
position my shield.
I'm just going to be on the lookout. I mean, I'm going to see if anybody jumps the gun, or if anybody comes out either of those 2 doors in the back. I reserve the right to make a move after that happens, but otherwise, I'm not going to venture away from the site.
All right.
Yeah, I suppose just kind of keeping a vigilant eye.
All right. You guys see the Griffin fly over with the rider on back. He circles the area. Eventually, you see him swing back towards past the front of the villa and land in the street about a block over where the other guards are. He talks to them for a brief moment. I'm not sure which one of you can see this, because it's whoever's has a view from on the north side.
That'd be Nate or Rachel.
I'll take the north.
Okay. You can see this, and you see the Griffin immediately jump back, and the rider gets back on and hoofs off and flies off towards deeper in the city, most likely to get Blastwind and set off the alarm to summon the investigation team this way.
Okay, so nothing's going to happen. But I mean, that horn's got to be audible to.
Right.
That horn
he's
had
gonna
to be
hear it.
audible to. Yeah.
Yeah, inside definitely heard the horn.
Okay.
If you guys heard in the back, they heard it inside.
Okay.
The 4 guards you do see begin to run over to and start kind of like checking homes, and they're going together pretty much almost home by home, but they're about a block over right now. And which maybe 2 homes a block at these sizes. I mean, it's the upper class residential. I mean, plus they can't even get to the door through the gates sometimes. They're having to sit there and wait for someone to come to the gate, open it up, take them inside. So now they're having to check things out slowly. Okay, they're doing that. You guys have an actual decent timetable to wait before the guards get there, or possibly see a reaction out of inside. 2 minutes pass. You guys haven't heard a reaction inside yet, but the guards, they just got done clearing the first house. You guys still holding?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
You don't think we should do something before the last one gets here?
Why would we? Let him take the risk. The thing that's in here was shooting fireballs. Why would it?
Yeah, but he's not gonna tell us anything.
I mean, the idea though is that we could get him to solve the issue, right?
What is the issue?
Issue doesn't exist.
Well, I mean, our only option at this point is to try and break in and hope we come across this guy before they get around, because otherwise, I don't want to. It would be unwise for us to be on the property and be discovered by the guard.
I just there's a part of me that thinks that if there's any level of self-preservation in the thing inside this house, it's not going to allow itself to be cornered and investigated. So
It's going to run.
by being patient in a position of strength, you know.
Yes.
Did you guys leave Nimrod behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what is it? Sun Tzu? I'm sure there's an analog here in Waterdeep and in D&D. I don't know the grand philosophers of the age or whatever, but if 2 military forces are to fight and they're equally strength, the one that arrived first has the advantage. They had preparation, which is a weapon. So that's what we do. We wait. And if they don't leave, then we didn't break any laws. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, we don't raise suspicion about ourselves.
Right. I think that this is the tactical move. We buy ourselves goodwill, and we are in a position of advantage in case he flees.
Yep.
Which, if he's in there, he will.
Yep.
And if he was going to use the basement, then there's nothing we could have done.
Done anyway, right?
Tactically, that's my decision. I mean, for me, you guys are your own individuals. You guys want to jump a wall right before the guards get here, I guess. That's
Look,
a strategy.
I nearly threw out my back the first time around. I'm not going to chance that again. So
I just spit. Jesus.
Rayne's holding his position.
If you want, I'll throw you over the wall.
Who is at the bottom southeast
That would be Rachel, right?
Yeah,
near the stable?
That's me.
Okay. Rachel's the one holding the stable?
Yes.
Okay. At one point, you actually hear the stable doors begin to unlock and open.
Can I see anyone?
The doors slam open and 4 come out. Men in black leather, short swords drawn. 2 of them are bloodied. Each of the swords is soaked in blood dripping.
Do they all look like they're sort of together, or does it look like...
You can see the flying snake tattoo on a few of them.
Okay.
They're Black Network. And at that point, you hear a horse as it bolts out with a rider on the back and begins shooting down south on one of the streets.
How close am I
Rogue.
How close am I to that?
How close were you to the door?
Why was it the kind of southeast corner, right?
Which would have been down here.
Okay. So I would have been really close to it.
So as the door opens, it would have been the 4. The minute they saw you, they most likely would have engaged you.
Well, I don't have my weapon out. So I could just look like someone who's hanging out.
Then they would have pointed swords at you to keep you at a distance.
They're trying to like let the rider.
They're making space for the rider, yes.
Okay.
Their whole goal was to make space for the rider to escape.
Okay.
Anything?
Let me look up one spell.
And Adrie's made no indication. This is spur of the moment, so it's not like we're going to hear this before they have a chance to do anything, right? I imagine we would have been focusing on our own individual corners.
The north corner would not have heard it, but if if Kaeviir was between the two of you, about mid wall, he definitely would have saw her react to it.
Okay.
And with the high enough perception, heard it.
I assume we want to try to catch this person, this
Yes.
rider. Okay. So,
D-Walker, sorry. He asked me for a perception, right?
Yeah, go ahead and give me
It
one.
was a 1. Don't worry about it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
David, with my
Yes.
armor, my speed is now 40 feet. So, would I have like the angle to sort of run and like intercept the person on the horse and like pull myself onto the horse with them?
Let me check the speed of the horse.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe it's 1 horsepower, but just that could be me.
No. The horse is 60 feet.
But I couldn't like triangulate it and like get there because I assume I can hear it like in the stable before.
You would have heard it, yeah, but he would have bolted, and you would have had 4 guards between you and him,
We would
or at
assume,
least
though,
2
his-
at the most.
We would assume, though, that his starting position wouldn't be directly at the door, right?
The
She was
rider,
a little bit, yeah. The rider would have had to start running from inside, pass through the area where the door
probably
was.
5 feet with inside.
Well, then she would also be back up off the wall. So reduce that plus the 5 from her distance from where she was, right? So if it's within 30, she's 25 feet off of the door, then that's 30.
She's
plus
not 20
30.
feet off the door. You're throwing numbers out there. She said she was, to be at the corner to see where she was at, she'd have to be a lot closer than 25 feet.
Okay, fair enough. I'm just trying to make an argument. You know how we do it.
I know. Oh, yeah, I know.
Rachel should also check her messenger. I'm just saying.
Would I?
Rachel, you can edit that out if you like.
I don't think I do these.
Oh, that's rogue rookie mistake.
I mean, all depends on your
But
morale.
you're,
And
but you're an engineer, right?
Yeah.
You would use those for all kinds of things if you had a kit.
ball bearings, Dees, really?
I'm just saying, horses need to put their feet on the ground too.
I do, trust me, dude. I know exactly where you're going with this because it's an old Kaeviir tactic.
Look,
Horse
not
on roller
making-
skates?
but deep down, if you know you can't catch someone, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility of like.
How close together are these 4 dudes?
They would have come out 2 on each side, probably 5 feet apart of each other.
So could I grease them
The dudes?
and then run past them and intercept the horse?
She runs to the doorway that gets run over by a horse. Oh, it's like when Wile E. Coyote gets hit by the train, and his like arms go around the front.
I'm trying
I know. I'm trying to play the events out of my
to
head.
actually do something here.
I just figured if anyone in the world was qualified to have ball bearings, it wouldn't be Kaeviir. It would be the engineer who makes things that move, metal move, right?
Yeah, you could grease the. I mean, you can grease the 2 of them and try to intercept the horse.
To be fair, Rayne has ball bearings, so
Yeah, I would
just-
think that Rayne would have them.
Yeah. But I'm not on that corner, and I can't see what's going on.
All right.
It's
Uh,
weird that Kaeviir is the only one that doesn't have ball bearings.
Yeah, so basically what I want to do is like grease them and then just sort of like run past them, maybe like use the grease to like help make my speedy intercept of the horse. And then basically I just want to like time it so I can like pull myself up on the back of the saddle as it's like going past me.
I think you've missed a golden opportunity to grease yourself, grease your feet, use a rope, throw it around the horse and lasso it, and then get pulled down the street.
Oh, like I'm water skiing?
Like Marty McFly in Back to the Future behind the Jeep. That's what you should have done. But I considered a lost opportunity.
I mean, I'm sorry. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. If you would like to support us, please check out our Patreon. We're at patreon.com/freelance_heroism. We have different things there. Character journals, art, bloopers, stuff like that.
Our cast includes me as Dr. Kaeviir the Raven, Rachel as Adrie the Highborn Artificer, Nate as Rayne Trichet, Dockside Officiant, and of course, D-Walk as Dr. Midnight, and everybody else in the game. Thanks for listening to Freelance Heroism Plays Dragon Heist. And we don't invoice in this group. We'll be back next week with more episodes, so stay tuned.
All right. Well, I think that's good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
Thank you for that. I
You're
appreciate that
Yeah, you're welcome.
kindness that
Mhm.
you shared with me. Thanks for the kindness, sis.